Yay! Wow, look at that, ladies and gentlemen. That is
Record time.
record fucking time. We're not severely late. We're doing good. We're excellent. This is great. This is fantastic. I love it. Okay, Christine, you ready to do this thing?
Let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 95 of the
Jeez.
Get Reelisms podcast, 5 away from the Cool Kids Club of the 100 episode podcast.
Hundo.
My name is Adam Chase Rennie.
I am Christine Chen.
Wow. Thanks, guys. Thank you for joining us.
I'm repping Austin with
The ATX grip shirt. Yeah, boy.
Much. Yes.
I see those every once in a while, and it makes me happy whenever I see
they also
those
have the
shirts.
hats and everything. I have a hat somewhere. Yeah. So I think I found it a few days ago and then I lost it again. So
gotcha. So Christine, what's going on with you? How you been?
I've been great. I'm rediscovering what it's like to have a life. So part of it,
hey, civilization
podcast just maybe slightly less interesting because I have a life now, and I'm like, oh yay, I'm going on dates. And
no, the podcast's still gonna remain what it is. For sure.
So, but I think it's important. I think that if we wanted to stem to an educational aspect, it's sometimes we can't be working 24/7.
No, you have to have a life, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
that's the golden rule. And
exactly.
This podcast is sort of a slice of life. It's just an experience into what we're going through in the film industry,
Mm-hmm.
So it works. I mean, it's probably not film related, but it is what it is. So Christine, how are you you're practicing being human?
Well, I'm starting to write again, which is nice.
Good. That's great.
I've discovered a rediscovery for a love for libraries. Because
okay, public libraries, you mean?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I discovered that $8 coffees is not sustainable. Every time I want to get out of my house.
Yeah.
So now libraries are the shit, and the libraries in Burbank and in California or in Los Angeles, let's just say that, are off the chain, not because they all have something film centric with them, which is really great. So, for example, in Burbank, the library has a freaking sound booth in there. So if I wanted to do our podcast in the sound booth, I can reserve the sound booth for like 2 hours and have perfect sound, or like ADR or whatever. Like I'm like,
really?
Yeah, it's like a nice sound booth. Yeah. I'm taking orientation on Tuesday too, so I can get access to it. But yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so and then they have like a lot of film type resources, so I haven't yet to get to explore that yet. And let's not to mention all the free movies and audiobooks, and I'm just very happy with the library. So people should go visit their library more. I don't know why it's taking me this long to realize that libraries exist again. So I'm just spending most of my days at the library and going there with utilizing the free Wi-Fi and just chilling and writing as much as possible. I go to farmers markets on Sundays. I am trying to meet other ladies. So I went hiking yesterday. It's great. Oh, I am film related wise. I may be teaching like a master class for AFI, American Film Institute.
Are you serious? Hell yeah, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'll be teaching people how to AD. So
oh shit. I know wow.
So, yeah. So
that's fucking
cool.
Rad.
Yeah,
that is cool. When are you doing that?
That will start in September, is my knowledge. It's September weekends during September. So yeah, so I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I'm excited for you, dude. Wow.
Yeah, I did work this week, but I got 2 days unexpectedly, well, 1.5 day off because some actor tested positive for COVID, which
Oh,
shut
cool.
down our set. But the great thing is we still got paid, so it was great.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
At
And
least
it sucked
that,
for the
but that
production.
stinks.
I know,
Yeah.
it sucked for the production and for the person and all that stuff. But I was like, yeah, I'll use that time off. And
Yeah.
so that was nice. So I am getting off of a set. And then met a lot of new people, cool people. And now I'm in the middle of prep for that feature that shoots at the end of September. Try to do as much as possible because in 2 weeks, I leave for Burning Man, bitches.
Wait, what? You're going to Burning Man?
Yeah.
Are you
I've been
fucking
Did you
serious?
not know this? I thought I told
No.
everyone. Okay. Yes, I'm going to Burning Man.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm shocked that you of all people want to go to Burning Man.
Really?
That's crazy.
Why
dude.
me of all people?
Well, okay. All right. Maybe that's an unfair justification. I'll say that I just never pictured you to you know what I mean? Just like
Are
to
you saying
just
I'm
go
not
to
fun, Adam?
I'm saying you're not fun at all. I'm kidding. No, I'm not saying that at all. No, you are fun. You are fun. I never, it's like, I don't know. That's like me going to, I don't know. Like, yeah, I good for you, Christine. Let me just shoot myself in the foot and just be silent so I can just sink to my own grave.
Yeah. No, I'm very excited. I got a
I'm
ticket.
sorry, by the way. I didn't mean to make fun of you.
No,
I appreciate you. I'm so happy you're going to Burning Man. I couldn't be more excited for you. Congratulations. You're gonna have a great time. I never been, but
it's on my bucket list. So
it sounds like a awesome fucking journey.
yeah, it's on my bucket list. So I get to do something off my
It
bucket
is?
list.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Well, I just feel like after in a few years, it's just going to be a lot harder to go. Like right now, I've got no ties, no kids, animals, boyfriend, all that stuff, and I have the luxury of not being booked for the last this week or the week of Burning Man, which is great. And I want to see cool art. I just want. I have friends who've been several times and they are like, it's amazing, and I just want to know why. So,
yeah, a lot of my friends love it too, but a
yeah.
lot of my friends some of my friends haven't really discovered it until they met their partners. So they take their partners take them to Burning Man too, because I mean it's an experience that it's if you like it, you're probably going to go there again at some point. Yeah,
that makes sense. Yeah,
I mean it looks like a good time for sure.
Yeah, I have a tent. I'm tenting it. And
I mean, isn't that what you're supposed to do? Like
some people go like in an RV. My two friends I'm hitching a ride with are doing the RV thing.
Okay.
I should be interesting. I'm gonna start food prepping next
Have
week.
you done camping? Like have you camped?
I've camped before, so I'm not too worried.
It will
about
be different
in that aspect.
Yeah.
But it's been a minute since I've camped. And the last few times I've camped, I've had people who are more experienced go, and so I was just kind of like tagging along. I'm like, oh, you brought food, great. Not like I had to fend for myself camping. So
right, makes sense. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah. So
yeah,
I'm very excited.
No, I'm excited for you. I mean, apparently it's like a whole fucking journey. It's just like even just the experience of getting there apparently is like a whole journey in of itself. And then and then it goes all the way to the end. And then afterwards, it just like you kind of feel, you just feel good about what you've done and what you accomplished and shit like that, which is great. I love that. I absolutely love that. So I'm excited for you. That's great.
Excited. Should be fun. Yeah, and I'm just my time. I've just been, I guess, catching up on things. I didn't realize how deeply buried in paperwork I've been. So uncovering all that, just finally caught up with. When you're running like 4 LLCs 4 businesses in general, you end up having a lot of paperwork if you're not doing it daily.
Yeah.
So I finally got through most of it. And we have a very cool announcement. I don't know if I told you, but we are expanding. Hopefully it's permanent. We'll see, but we have to get people who are in New York to buy into it. But Get Reelisms is going to be at the Drama Bookstore in New York. Yeah, soon.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
really?
Very excited. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah. So New York people, you should go to that bookstore and go buy it so that they'll be like, oh wow, we want to buy more books. So
I can't believe it. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited. What happened was on the set that I was on, the Disney exec saw it, really loved it, and he's from New York. He's like, oh man, you should really reach out to, and he insert like a few different bookstores and stuff. And he's like, all right, and I went and researched and emailed them, and they're like, yeah, we'll give it a try. So I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, hopefully that will springboard off to other things, and maybe when I teach AFI, I can also subtly bring not so subtly bring my book as well. So
yeah, shameless plugs all around, 100%. Like, yeah, that's the name of the game.
But the thing is, like, I know it's going to be something because with minimal effort, literally putting the book just in plain view on Crafty or a production table and stuff, 100% of the time, somebody will be like, did you make that book? Like, I really like this book. Can I get one? Like, without me, I used to sell more, and I used to be like, hey, you should check out my book, all this other stuff. I don't either now. Most of the time it's because I don't have time on set at all. But it just, people, when they see it, they get it. If it's like, even if I feel like even more so if they're a veteran, you know, if they've been in the industry for a while, they're like, man, like, this is just a fun book to give my mom so she can understand what I do. You know, I'm like, yeah, that's how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to make film approachable. That's the whole point of it. And so it makes me excited when it, like, okay, it was one thing when it's, you know, I launch in Austin. I've got friends in Austin. Everybody knows me. And so, you know, friends support friends. But it's different where you go someplace where you don't know anybody really. LA, I didn't know how it would be in LA. And every single crew member in LA was like, this is awesome. Yeah, every single one. Yeah.
Really?
So, yeah. So I'm like, cool.
That's fucking rad.
The one thing that I did learn, two things. And it may just be the set I was on. It was a Disney ABC set, but they didn't know what grip water was. Apparently that's not a very common term in LA.
Oh, really?
Because I guess LA crew members are actually healthy.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Fair enough.
They didn't know what safety meeting was either. Again,
oh, really?
Blew my mind.
Wow.
Blew my
yeah,
mind.
That blows my mind.
Yeah. And so, but it could also be that maybe some sets they're more tight leashed or something here, so they just don't mention it or whatnot.
Oh, because of unions?
I don't know.
Okay.
But the baby grips on my set were like, I don't know what that is. Yeah. So but they thought it was awesome. Funny. But that I have noticed, here's something I can speak to. I have noticed differences with LA sets versus Texas sets so far. I mean, I've only been on one right now, two, but people are a lot healthier. I guess people in LA just have more dietary restrictions, gluten-free, lactose intolerance, vegetarian, all sorts of stuff. But just food options in general are a whole lot healthier. I just remember, like, in Texas, being on set, I had to pretty much say that I'm a vegetarian or vegan or something to get something green to eat on set.
Yeah.
You know? But it's not like that. Here it's like I had salad, like I had a salad option every single day. Like really, really nice, like quinoa bowls and stuff like that. I was like, damn, like this is nice. Yeah. So food options are much healthier here in Los Angeles, which it's a cultural thing too, I guess. Like if you were to put green stuff in Texas, probably half of the grips walk. So
Yeah, I mean they're in it for the
the
barbecue and white
barbecue.
bread. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
I thought that was interesting. Um, and yeah, so didn't know what beer grip water was or safety meeting, and sets are very healthy. And hardly anybody smokes. Like I didn't see anybody smoke at all.
Oh yeah, that's a very like when I smoked cigarettes in California, like I was really looked down upon. Like it was one of those things where they're like, "Wait, what? Like what are you doing?" Like there was one lady. Oh man, can we go on a tangent just for a quick
Yes.
2 minutes? I was
Yeah.
working retail and it was my first week of working as a manager, and I never been a manager before. And by the way, I was 19 years old when I was promoted to manager. So imagine a 19-year-old kid
Okay.
like holding keys, running a store, counting deposit, and all that shit.
That's a lot of
That's crazy.
responsibility,
It's a lot.
especially a 19-year-old
Yeah.
old boy.
For a
Yeah.
19-year-old boy to cash or to count like $7,000 in cash every single night when you close is very strange.
Yeah.
Like that is like, I never had any reason to steal at all whatsoever, but I read stories and heard stories that people do. Anyways, I digress. But when I worked my very first week, I was smoking cigarettes a lot. This was like when I was smoking like a pack every like few days. Usually like it was like maybe once a week I buy a pack, but I was especially stressed this week. So I was smoking outside of a mall in Tracy. Oh no. I'm sorry. It was in Pleasanton. So it's closer to like San Jose, Bay Area, all that stuff. So I was smoking outside, and this lady just had a look of disgust as she walked into the mall. Like literally, like I was taking a drink, and I just saw her literally just like walk by, and she just looked at me, just like, and just kept walking, and just like looked at me like as if I just stabbed a baby, like I just like just a look of just so gross. And I'm just like, are you fucking out of your mind? And then the second time this happened, an old lady walked up to me and said, you're a handsome young boy. You don't need to be doing this. There are better ways. And I was really upset at this time. I'd just gone through a breakup. And I'm like, what are the better ways? Like heroin? I literally just said that. I'm like, you want me use heroin instead of smoke cigarettes? Like, what do you want from me, lady? And then she was like, and she just like huffed out and left.
Aww.
What are you saying on to me or fucking Susie Q, who told me to get lost?
You, but I also understand how she feels too. That's how I feel about smoking. So no offense to people who smoke, but I'm just like,
No, I know. Yeah. It's horrible. Like I don't recommend it. It's disgusting.
Do you still smoke?
Social. Sometimes, like if I'm drinking a lot, there's a good fucking chance. But I haven't drank in a year. I want to say like it's been a minute. Like the last time I drank was like with crew, like in a rap party. That was the last time I drank. So yeah, I mean, I don't, and I have no need to smoke cigarettes because I mean, I'm smoking other substances anyway, so it doesn't even matter at the end of the day. So, I'm just doing that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was my story. But
that's cool.
That's great cool. That now you're in a collective community of healthy eaters,
healthy people, which is great because I am.
And I assume that reflects too on the craft services, right? Like I'm sure like craft services doesn't has like fucking Reese's peanut butter cups.
No. I mean, they've got Pringles maybe, but like other than that, it's like seaweed and rice cakes.
Oh yeah. Listen, I like a good seaweed snack. Don't get me wrong. Seaweed is great.
You know what's so funny? Because I remember when they came out amongst the non-Asian supermarkets. I'm like, dude, I've been eating this since I was grown, like since I've been born. Like this was we've always had this in Asian, in the Asian culture. And now you guys are all discovering this. Yeah, there's so many things. That coconut water was another thing that was like a revolution. I'm like, that's when I understood the genius behind marketing.
Of coconut water? What do you mean?
No, of of ethnic foods. If you can find an ethnic food that is undiscovered by white people or non-Asian
people, just gentrify a whole cuisine.
Gentrify the shit out of it. And slap a beautiful, simple logo on it and a nice packaging and stuff like that. Like, you don't even have to reinvent the wheel. Like, literally something that's existed for years and years and years, and you can sell it for like 3 times the amount of money.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Oh yeah. It's super nuts when you can like go to like you said, like the Asian market and buy seaweed for like 99 cents.
99 cents. Yeah, exactly. Is 99 cents in the Chinese supermarket. 99
Well, because I knew this because I grew up poor, still am, but I grew up poor and all we could afford like at the time was like rice, Spam, and some of that. And then what my sister showed me was that like, oh, you can get seaweed and you can like basically make like a stupid taco and use the seaweed with the rice and the Spam and whatever veggies you want on top. And then just
the big Hawaiian thing.
Yeah. So, well, sort of, but like, it's kind of like our own stupid white trash spin on it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like it's a easy, simple snack that doesn't cost more than $5 and it can feed all of us for like a few days, for a family of 3, so I always knew like those. It's interesting that you mentioned that because I just noticed too, like a lot of like before I left, like a lot of like good Indian places that I love eating at. Like sometimes they will sell like naan bread and stuff, and you realize like the fresh baked naan bread from like a restaurant is just fucking, it's mind melting. It's mind melting. And when you buy it from a store, it's 100% not the same. But you realize that, well, they marked this up and everybody gives it rave reviews, but it still tastes like shit. Even if you did warm it up, it still tastes like garbage. You know what I mean? Like I find that interesting. Yeah. But everybody tells me, even my mom was just like, it tastes great. And I'm like, no, it does not at all. This naan bread, it's like
stuff.
Yeah, like the naan bread I'm talking about, it's like it's like a different kind of bread. It's like it's crispy, but it's warm and fucking chewy, and it's just like when it hits in the back of your throat, you just you slip into a food coma and die of happiness. It's the best fucking thing. But yeah, white people be gentrifying.
Yeah, white people be gentrifying all day long.
What else is new, Christine?
I think I got kicked off of your. Wait. Oh, there it goes. Okay. What is Instagram's doing? It is so confusing.
I don't know. My internet's doing fine. Okay. It's just I just see a spinning wheel over you.
Yeah, let me see if I can
Yeah, if you want to leave and come back, go for it.
No, I'm gonna go try to join the Wi-Fi and see.
Okay.
Sorry.
One moment, folks.
One moment.
Christine's coming back.
For technical difficulties.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah. Now I really enjoy, and maybe this is nerdy, but I go back and listen to our podcasts.
That's not nerdy. Yeah.
Like when I'm driving and stuff like that.
I go through the podcast in the edit and I give myself notes and I hate myself and whenever I see myself in an edit. But yeah, most of the time I see it and it's great. Like it's kind of insightful sometimes, like some of the shit that we talk about. And I'm like, forgot we talked about that.
Yeah, or I just
I
have
thought
fun being like, oh, where was I then? And where was I? And just being enlightened by where I was life-wise when we
right.
had some of those podcasts, I find that very super fun to see progress, because we're in that moment, you don't have that perspective and you don't know, like, hey, literally a month later, all your problems that you're talking about are solved. It's really fun. So
It is. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Especially with how used to, like, I don't know, like I've always thought like at some point we're not gonna find anything to talk about, but that's really like not even the point. Like we do have shit to talk about all the time regardless. That goes without saying. But also, like, even if we don't, like, we still have shit going on in our lives that we can still talk about and stuff like
Wait,
that, you know.
stay there. I'm going to introduce you to another guest of the podcast. Stand by.
Please. Great. All right. All right.
All right. This one was.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Hi.
Yeah.
What? How adorable.
Looking at the door and being like, let me in. So this is the guest of the podcast.
Yeah.
She is the queen of
Yeah.
this house. Yes.
The dog has a bigger beard than I do. She can't even hear me, can she?
He's so sweet.
You couldn't even hear me, could you?
I heard little bits of it. What did you say? Sorry.
Forgot that you have headphones on. So I was like, oh, she took them off. And I'm like, wait, oh, she can't hear me. Jesus Christ. Well, looks like you're going to have to go back through the podcast and hear what I said. Anyways.
What did you say? Oh, Roxy. Yeah, Daisy is back here now. Wait, can you see Daisy? Wait, let me blur my.
Oh, you don't need to. Oh, okay.
Well, I think the world should see Daisy. Hello.
No. Daisy has a bigger beard than I do.
Daisy does have a bigger beard than you do.
Yeah.
She's so sweet. Yeah, she's like, stop with the podcast and come pet me. Yeah, she keeps looking at me.
Roxy says the cutest distraction ever. I agree.
I agree. Hi, Roxy.
I would show Stitchy, but he's fucking passed out. He's tired of my shit. He's like, fuck you, man. You took me on a 10-minute walk. I'm going to bed. So,
yeah, so that was Daisy, and she's the cutest. And
thank God. We love that, everybody.
There's something about, like, you go to a film set and you come back and the dog is like searching for the perfect toy to bring you, and then that's what Daisy does. She grabs a toy and then she brings it to you, and she's like so excited and whining and everything that like just melts your cold 80 heart.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so. Nothing beats than coming home to an excited doggy who was just like,
oh my God,
just freaking out, just so excited.
Best day ever. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, there's nothing better. Yeah, I love that shit, you know? Because no one else in my family is that excited to see me. So it's just like my own dog is like, oh my God, you know?
Nobody in the world is, but Daisy.
Yeah, my sister and my mom can be like, hey, did you get food? You know, like that's basically it. Yeah. Shit.
While you're still alive.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But
move now. Yeah.
Exactly. But doggies are there forever. I mean, they have no sense of time, so they feel like once you're gone for like 13 years. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so cute.
Man.
I guess I could transition because
Please.
I've been able to watch things.
Let's talk about it. What'd you watch?
So I highly recommend The Bear.
The Bear, right? Yes.
Yeah. I think
it's about a restaurant, right? It's like about okay.
Yes, I'm fascinated by restaurants too. I don't know anybody knew that, but I'm fascinated by the food industry. One, because I love to eat. Two, it honestly, a lot of it mimics the film industry in a lot of
Oh,
ways.
100%. Yeah, yeah.
There's different departments and there's a hierarchy that you adhere to, and the stressful hours, this high stress, and the only difference is that you're appealing to a whole house, which you kind of do with film, but it's after you finish a product that takes like forever, and then you
Right.
appeal to the general population and stuff like that. But like, yeah, and it's interesting because so many people who have made the transition between the food industry to the film world have done very, very well. And they just fit right in. Nikki, Carly, they're both part of the food industry, and they just
Yeah.
fit right in. And I just think a lot of the skill sets that you use in the food industry really is what you need in the film industry. And so watching that in action is just so fun for me. There's one episode, second to last one, where it was done so well that Roxy was the one who was like, was that a oneer? I didn't even notice it.
Oh,
And
really?
it was a 22-minute, like, I think 20-minute, 20. I need to rewatch it. Oneer, and it is so intense and incredible, and the acting is superb. And I don't
Wow.
know, I was very sad when it was over. I was like, what am I gonna do now? But yeah, that's very, very good. I watched Our Flag Means Death, which
Oh,
is
the
really
Taika
good too.
Waititi
Taika
show.
Waititi,
That's a
yes,
great
yes,
show,
yes.
isn't it?
It's so funny.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one's really good. And I watched in terms of movie wise, I watched Vengeance, and that was BJ Novak. I liked the writing a lot in it, and for those who know Texas, it's funny to Texans, in my opinion. There's a lot of, pokes at Texans, and I like it very much. So
I love
so I
that.
think
Yeah.
those are the last things I watched and enjoyed. How about you?
Yeah, no, I watched a few things. There's old films that I never seen that I'm kind of like going back through and just being like, oh, I guess I just never seen this shit. This is crazy. But one movie that caught, it's a new movie, but one movie that caught me by surprise was this film called Prey. Have you heard about this?
I saw Prey, actually. I
You
saw it
saw Prey?
recently. Yes. Okay. What was your thought on it?
So so I wanted to watch a movie, and I didn't know what to watch. And
Okay.
so I saw, like, I was just flipping through Hulu, because Hulu's been having like pretty awesome movies lately. So I've just been like, all right, I'll see what they got. So I flipped through their shit, and the first thing that I saw was Prey. It was like on the spotlight, like in the homepage. I was like, okay. And it was just like I briefly, like, didn't even, I barely looked at the synopsis, and it said like Native American, hunt, and that's all I saw. And I was like, great, awesome. So I went into it, and I started watching the film, and I'm like, this is fucking crazy. Like 10, 15 minutes in, I was like, huh, okay, like this is fucking awesome already, because it was just about a girl who's going through the like kind of like trials, like a quest in a way to become a hunter herself, and that she can protect her own tribe and whatnot. So yeah, so I saw that, and I was like, wow, what a great fucking beginning. Then out of fucking nowhere, I had no fucking clue this was a Predator film. So Predator, in just have you seen the first Predator film? The Arnold Schwarzenegger film?
Yes, but it's been a while. Honestly, I couldn't tell you anything about it.
So I love Predator. so much. Like it's to the point, like I was at the midnight showing for Alien versus Predator back in the early 2000s. Like I was in like Flynn, dude. Like I thought like that shit, it's not a great movie, but it's still a good time because I mean it's two franchises fucking colliding, you know, money, whatever, fuck. But it's still a good fucking time. And I love Predator so much. So I had no fucking idea that Predator was going to be in the film, and my stoner ass fucking goes 30 minutes into the film, and out of nowhere you just see like Predator in his camouflage, and I'm like,
you lost your mind.
I paused and I took a walk. Like I was freaking out. Like I had to like grab my dog and hold him, and he was like, what the fuck, why are you picking me up, you know? And I'm just like, what, how did I miss this shit? Like I had no idea about this film at all.
Oh,
it was such a great fucking film. It was so fucking good.
Yeah.
It was such a great time. Like oh my God, it was so fucking good. It to me ranks up to the original 100%. And the idea is fucking genius. The idea of the entire thing of Predator just being the first one in the indigenous lands. It's just fucking like mind blowing. I'm like, oh, that makes perfect fucking sense. I want to see more of that shit. You know what I mean? Like, just
it
like
was done really, really well.
So well.
Especially, it was probably the one that we were, my roommates and I were talking about. It's probably one of the more cinematic action films. If you having watched it, there is, the dialogue is quite minimal actually in the film. It's mainly lots of beautiful cinematic visuals, and when used, the dialogue is effective, but it's
exactly.
It's mainly like action, really.
It's impactful with the dialogue, though. They didn't skimp any pages on just like needless shit. Right. It all works. And even callbacks work too, you know, between her preparing for the hunt and Predator and how he seeks the prey and shit like that. And she is, you know, hunting Predator essentially. Like, that's the kind of shit that I'm like, let's fucking go. I love seeing that shit. And that is exactly what I love to see in an action film. 100%. And the dog fucking ruled too.
The dog
was rad.
The dog came out to try to like distract or kill the Predator. I was always like, please don't kill the dog. Please don't kill the dog. Yeah.
That's got to be the cheapest like shit that you got to do for shock value is to get rid of the dog. You know what I mean? Like I always hate that shock value of just like, oh yeah, we're just going to kill off the dog. I'm like, why? The dog didn't do fucking nothing. But the dog was badass in that movie. I loved it from beginning to end.
No, it was good. It was I enjoyed it very much. We watched it fairly late, so I think it was like 9 p.m. or something. We watched it. It was funny because the moment I was ready, nobody said anything. Not because it wasn't good. I think we were just like processing, and then like Rossi silently goes to the room and goes to bed. Yeah.
Sometimes it'd be like that though.
And the next day when we all saw each other again, I was like, yeah, so
the movie was crazy.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's great.
Quite good. Yeah, quite great. Yeah.
Anything else you saw that was nuts?
I mean, Prey was very good, so I don't watch that. I was recommended watching, and maybe you've seen it. I literally got recommended this yesterday. So, The Offer. It's like a TV series, but it's about the making.
Oh, it's about the making of Godfather. Yeah.
I'm going to suggest it.
I'm not gonna lie. I've only seen the beginning of it, and like 20 minutes in, I stopped.
Okay.
I think I fell asleep.
Yeah. Well, I'm wanting to watch it just because any kind of making of makes me happy. So that's what I'm gonna pitch to my roomies and see if they want to watch that. We started watching Reservoir Dogs. I think was just the first.
Wow, the first Tarantino film.
No, not that one. maybe I'm saying it wrong. It's the Waika, the TV show, Reservoir.
Reservation Dogs.
Reservation Dogs. That was
yeah,
yes.
that show fucking rule. Have you finished it?
I've only watched the first episode so far.
Oh, okay.
So far, good. Yeah, so far.
It's fucking awesome, dude. When you get to the end of the season, your mind's gonna be fucking blown, dude. It's so, and it's all indigenous writers too that wrote the show. So they're like, and I don't think they have ever like wrote a show before.
Okay.
Like, I don't know if even like Sterling Harjo, who created the show, I don't think he wrote any other show, because it's unlike any other show. Like the narrative of the show is like, it's about these kids growing up on the reservations for sure, but it's way like on a deeper level that the nuance is so hard to explain. Like it's so like, even if you have watched it, it would be so hard to articulate what was going on, because it's like an experience. Like it's really like a show of, about these kids, but like something a little more meaningful, something, like a little slice of life, but a little more hope,
cool.
It's a great show.
Never seen it. So I did watch the first one, and so far so good. So I'm sure we'll continue on with this. So but it's been fun enjoying shows with two people who are equally fascinated with the film industry or in it. So it's nice. Yeah. But that's about it. Watching movies, enjoying life, here and there, still promoting Ursley, of course, word of mouth wise. And but it's been nice to take a break from it and to not be completely defined by just Ursley. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So you're not just constantly worrying about the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, and just relax.
Relax. Yeah, it's been really nice. I'm like, oh, this is what I've been missing out on. This is why people like to take time and sit on the couch and talk about stuff and go hiking and yeah, man. Yeah. So
people live for those moments. Yeah, those moments are special.
Important.
And you gotta have them too before they're gone too, because like everybody always talks about it. They're just like, oh, if I had only more time and I'm 80 years old, it's like fucking Jesus Christ, get it together. But you realize how much time is in a day, and there's just sometimes there's just no time. There's just fucking that's all you have, and then that's it. But if you live in the moment now, you fucking got it. Are you listening to me, Christine? Are you just are you good God?
No, I'm listening to you. Living in the moment. I think that's really important.
You should always live in the moment. But anyways, that's all I have to say. Do you want to get into movie news?
Yeah. What's the movie news?
So the movie news right now is so there's an update on the Rust incident. There's a big update. It's actually pretty. It might not be a no-brainer, but there's a very big explanation with this. So it's gonna take me a minute. But if no one is understanding or know what the fuck I'm talking about, Rust was a film that Alec Baldwin produced and starred in. That he one day, unbeknownst to any safety meetings and whatnot, an unfortunate incident happened where he shot and a gun misfired and hit the director of photography, Helena Hutchins, and director Jesse Souza. And unfortunately, Helena Hutchins passed away.
Yeah.
But her family, particularly her husband, is chasing after charges for the set, for Alec, for all of it, And I say good for him. But so the update that's happened is that the FBI had further investigated possible outcomes of what Alec Baldwin essentially stated, and what Alec Baldwin stated in his ABC interview, that I did not pull the trigger, meaning that the hammer somehow just slammed and it just went off randomly, right?
Yeah.
Well, now the FBI concluded with evidence that is now being sent to the Santa Fe Police Department as of like a couple days ago, I think.
Yeah.
Basically concluded that there's no possible way that gun just misfired somehow. You have to pull the trigger in order for that to be a misfire.
Oh, and
shit. There's plausible evidence that the FBI has investigated that shows that for a gun exactly like that is a prop gun, still fired the bullet by squeezing the trigger, physically squeezing the trigger. That completely contradicts Alec Baldwin's statement saying that I did not pull the trigger. It just, I was holding onto it. And when I held onto the trigger, meaning that he rested his finger on the trigger, he didn't fire, and it just fired automatically. Now, whether or not that happened, we don't know. We were there on set.
Correct.
But the thing that I found very interesting is the armorer who was in charge of that said prop gun. She made a statement apparently a couple of months ago, and I didn't know this. But apparently she made a statement basically saying that the previous armorer, now I don't know if like this armor, it didn't really say in the article whether or not that previous armor that she had, her mentor was working during production. I don't know, but he wasn't there on set, but she was.
Right.
So when she was on set, they were rehearsing everything in a church, in a chapel, some shit. And she was outside of it, the armorer. So by her being outside of it, basically like gives her, an alibi to say that there's no way for her to actually prevent that from happening because they didn't even tell her in the first place. Because
she was never informed that somebody grabbed the gun to use it, and she was nowhere near that. She was clearly doing something else. So it was not her responsibility that someone on their own accord went and grabbed the gun without checking, going through the hierarchy.
But so a couple of things with that too. I agree. Yes, that is the case, but that also still doesn't explain that there was live ammunition on that film set.
Right.
And for those of you who don't know film set etiquette, basically the first AD called that it was a cold gun on that church set without Hannah, who was the armorer, knowing anything about it. She was outside of set. Yeah. So when the first AD called gold gun, handed it to Alec Baldwin, then the incident happened. She had no idea there was live ammunition until that incident happened, and she looked in the box with all the other ammunition, and she wants to either sue or something to that degree. I'm assuming it's sue, because she is making a big fucking deal that like, hey, I didn't know this was happening. Like, I had no idea that I was basically going to show up to set and there was going to be a live ammunition until the cops came and seized it and put it into evidence that there's a few live rounds, not just one, a few,
Jesus.
And that's on a film set. And mind you, ladies and gentlemen, 99.999% of sets, if you're going to be using a practical gun, are all going to be blanks. But even then, if you are going to be using your practical gun, it's such an outdated way of going about filming when you get airsoft guns that look, A, the real fucking thing, and B, has a natural kickback of those guns that give it the real authentic moment. And CGI is so cheap now that you can add effects of bullet fire. That's pretty fucking cheap. There's that absolutely
no reason why there should be
there's no reason
on the set at all, like anywhere near the set. Should be zero reason for that.
And also to just wrap this with a bow on it, contradicts another thing that Alec Baldwin has said in his statement, in his ABC statement, basically saying that he knew that he basically, this was a predetermined rehearsal. But Hannah said this was an impromptu shoot or rehearsal.
Okay.
She didn't say it was specifically like they were shooting or they were rehearsing.
Right.
But they just went ahead and did it anyways, even though Alec Baldwin made it seem like everyone knew.
Oh, great.
So there's a couple of things. And
it doesn't look good.
He's a producer. So where does the responsibility really lie? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, what do you think?
I mean, a lot of this stuff is definitely pointing at Alec Baldwin, but I think the fact that the AD said cold weapon and didn't go through the chain of command for checking to see if it's a cold weapon, I think is a big red flag.
He was removed from set the moment after, too. Yeah. I think before police arrived as well.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
That for me, I think is a bigger red flag, because and coming from having an AD background, I know for a fact that I have very little gun experience. So I am, anytime a gun gets near a set, I'm always like, find the person that knows anything about guns, the armor, that everything, and I am not going to touch it and everything. I'm going to announce it. Everybody's gonna know that's here, and we're gonna go and check through it, because who the F knows, you know?
Yeah.
And so it's concerning that the AD announced cold weapon before going through any of the protocol. That for me is like, he needs to take responsibility.
And to add more fuel to that fire that you're talking about, even the camera department walked from the film set. The first AD and the first AC and I think the second AC. I'm not sure.
Heard,
or media loader or some shit like that. But they walked because of the circumstances. And what they said too was that everyone, the higher ups in production, all needed everything to go fast. Rush, 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 go, 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 boom, boom, boom. And they completely threw all caution to the fucking wind, you know, and it costed essentially Helena Hutchins' life. Now, that being said, is that does Alec Baldwin deserve to go to jail? I don't know. I mean, there's still shit that is still unclear, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But for the most part, for the FBI to fucking say that, like, oh, there's no possibility that gun misfired. You pulled the trigger. You know. But Alec wanted to distance himself away from that incident completely. That now he looks even more suspicious than ever.
Right. Yeah, I don't know what the best repercussions. I mean, definitely one of them should be extremely hard for them to get work again. I mean, it's sad to say, but like,
it's fair. I mean, I
think when faced with that kind of responsibility, you need to take ownership of that responsibility, and that's why you get paid more to. That's why that's part of the reason why this is separate, but like stunts is so expensive, because stunts is all about safety. Stunts is all about people throwing their bodies and utilizing it for the art, but it's extremely dangerous, and that's why it has to be that way, because money talks, and often people put value on things that are more expensive. It's just human nature to do that. So there's a reason why ADs are paid, you know, more than most of the crew, because their responsibility. They have the responsibility for the safety of the crew, the happiness, safety of the crew, and to, I don't know, this makes me angry because it's like, this just how preventable could have been if the AD had just been, I get it. I get being in the middle and feeling like you're a freaking stretch doll because you've got producers on your ass wanting you to work faster, and then you've got crew being like, this is not possible to do it this way, and you're trying to find a happy middle and everything. But this is where, like, as an AD, you have to stand your ground when it comes to anything that has to deal with safety.
The first AD made a statement basically like exonerating him. Like he has nothing to do with the situation whatsoever. Basically, like you said, he was stretched thin to the point of no return because of the negligence that the producers, he said producers, mind you, that did not care to address.
Yeah.
So
it sucks because I at that, but
he lost his job. That's the point. It's just like he's not like you're right. He's lucky that he's going to find another gig. Yeah, because it's not good.
Yeah, but even when you're stretched thin, you don't say something is a cold weapon when you haven't done the checks.
That's the thing that gets me too. Yeah,
you don't. You go, there's a weapon on set. Somebody go check it. You don't announce that it's been
that there's armor a cold fly weapon. In.
Yeah. Have somebody fly in to look at it. Anyone really. Yeah. I get things to get really stressful. And
I also said too, why couldn't the AD check as well? Couldn't he? Wasn't he like part of the process of like how you load the weapon, how it looks in the barrel, and then if you're that pressed for time, the AD has 2 milliseconds to just open it up. Whoops, there's something in here. You know?
Yeah, totally. Somebody should have looked at the weapon. I mean, it's just, you're never that pressed for time, like, ever. And when it comes to safety, it's the days that are the worst days for me are when there's any kind of road work. I'm just stressed out, angry mess. And when there's weapons on set, those 2 days are my worst days, because there's a lot of responsibility to keep people safe. And when that many people are in the zone, and production is trying to save money here and there in the worst way possible, it's really stressful. And so that is the thing that I push very hard against in prep. Oh, do we really need to close the road? Yeah, we do. Yes, because it's not going to be on me when the AC that's focusing and doesn't have time to look both ways gets hit by a car. Like, that's not going to be on me. So it's up to people to push back. And I joke about it, like, when I'm in this prep stage, I'm on a set right now. We're trying to figure out how to save money. And I'm just like, look, dudes, like, there's ways to save money, but it's not this, not write it out or something. But you can't just not have these things that keep people safe. Like, that's just not happening. You just have to push back. And I call myself the no fun person right now, because I'm having to have these reality checks and say, you write it out or you don't do it. Like, it's not happening on my watch. Or sure, find an AD that will allow you to, but it's not going to be. At the end, that's ultimately what you have to do, is walk or whatever. Is if it violates just safety, man, anything with safety just has to be that way. You can't, there is no middle ground for safety. Safety is priority. We're making films that should be fun, and people should be safe. People shouldn't die making movies,
which makes this incident the most infuriating because of that reason alone. So I don't know, man. Like, a lot of people are like, even now, like I saw a few people on Twitter, like I would say a lot of people would say, like, who do we blame for this? And I'm like, well, there's no one to blame. It's everybody to blame. If you really want to blame somebody, blame the entire production. You know, I mean, what else can you say? I wouldn't blame Hannah, the armor. I'm not gonna blame I keep forgetting his name, and I wrote it down, but the first AD, I don't blame him, you know, and I certainly don't blame Jesse, the director, nor Helena, you know, because they're all literally doing what they're supposed to do. Do I blame Alec Baldwin? Well, the statement of him saying that he didn't pull the trigger, that stinks. That really stinks, man. Yeah. And he's on hot water now. So very, very bad. It's not great. Yeah. And also too, I follow I watched this YouTube channel. She is a former prosecutor. She's like a former lawyer and stuff, and she does like live streams of like trials and stuff. She did like the Johnny Depp trial and shit like that. But she also like kept like on like she kept like keeping tabs on the Rust case, on this whole thing. And like the level of everybody pointing the finger at Alec, considering what the evidence is at play here, it's staggering. Like it's like there's a lot of finger pointing going on, and it's kind of, now Alec is kind of like stuck with a rock and a hard place, right? If he doesn't say anything, well, he's probably he's gonna have an early retirement. Or if he is gonna say something, hopefully whatever he says is gonna have a good alibi with it. I don't know. I'm not trying to give him benefit of the doubt, but I'm trying to, you know, see it objectively. But there's nothing objective about this. I mean, this is clear cut, like what's happening. And
here are the facts. This is what happened.
There's negligence. You can't not say there's not negligence. So I don't know, man. Yeah. So I just wanted to bring that up because I thought it was interesting.
No, it's really important.
It's very important.
Yeah.
Even though this happened literally 10 months ago.
That's crazy.
Like, that's crazy. It's like almost a year now.
It's important because it affects the way that we all operate on set, and it is also perspective as to how we can all do better collectively to make sure that people on set are safe. So let it be a lesson, a very, very serious and sad lesson, but a lesson nevertheless, that no matter how pressed of time or budget or whatever, safety should never, ever, ever be compromised. Ever. So
no, yeah. I concur. That's about it. How much time are we? That's it. Yeah. All right, dude. Well, this was great. Thank you guys. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't remember to pick up your book, well, here's your reminder today.
Yes.
GetRealisms.com. Pick up your book. We keep hyping this up. This is a hit on set, you know. So pick up your books, and if you're in New York, please let us know and tag us.
Yes, go to the Drama Bookshop. The Drama Bookshop. I haven't sent it yet, so it'll be maybe a few weeks from now before you'll see it. But it'd be cool if people start asking about it, you know?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's in New York. It's going to be big. I just think that once people see it, you know, it's a great gift for any person who has any interest about how a film set is run. And you don't even have to be involved in the film industry of any sort. If you're a parent that's just like, why the F is my kid saying these weird words? Like, read the book and maybe surprise them a little bit and throw it back at them, you know?
It's user friendly. You can learn all your terms. Yeah, exactly.
Go strike your room. Yeah.
Right. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's been the podcast. And please watch urselyfilm.com. Yes. Get the VOD today.
Yes.
It's available everywhere.
Yes, own a copy.
Or please own a copy. It's a great fucking mermaid film. What are we doing, everybody? We worked so hard on it. You know, that's the least you can do with this free podcast of 95 episodes.
You gotta watch it.
You gotta watch it.
Yes.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much, Facebook. Thank you so much, Instagram. We love you, but we gotta go because I have to pee. Bye.
Yeah.
See ya, everybody.
Bye, guys.